We are live.
So, good evening, dear Foxians and all viewers watching this Foxy daily podcast series Gyan Pravah. I, Dr. Brisbala Tiwari, Environmental Health Committee Chairperson, welcome you all to today's 92nd episode of Gyan Pravah podcast series. This is first time in history of Foxy, meticulously designed series of daily podcasts on various subjects on medicine, beyond medicines, by experts to improve women's health. Brain behind this beautiful concept is none other than our visionary president, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, madam. So let me invite our dynamic president, Foxy, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, madam. Madam,
Hi, Bridgewala.
global feature in OBGY. Um, Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am's contribution extend beyond operating room. She is leading Foxy, which is organization of 46,000 Foxians. She is currently president. Madam is president IAG in past. Madam is founder president Society of Ovarian Rejuvenation and president-elect SR. Ma'am's work has been widely recognized by numerous awards like President Award, Pride of Foxy, Best Gynecology Maharashtra, and many more global awards. Madam is pioneer in stem cell therapy and infertility.
Bridgewala, today is your day with Priya.
I'm just few lines.
So
This is very
it's
important. Madam has credit of delivering world's first baby by ovarian rejuvenation with stem cells at the age of 45 years. And madam, your contribution extends beyond leadership and research. And you're doing so many charitable social work, one of which I like to mention, that is sponsor a birth program for poor couples. And I had seen video, couple were so happy by getting baby with this charitable program. And madam, really hats off to you. You're working 24/7 with your unique novel ideas for betterment of women's health, like Sampurna, Arogya Yatra, and many more projects are going on. One very important project that is recently Priya was discussing, Eagle. That is really first time someone thought of PG doing their degree in medical college, getting training for laparoscopy, really beyond imagination, madam. And so with this, I invite your guidance and blessing for today's webinar, and then we will start.
Thank you. Thank you, Bridgewala. You are a wonderful, pure soul, Bridgewala. You really, genuinely, from your heart, you are talking. But one thing is, Eagle is we don't give name. We introduce the subject to people so that they understand that gynecology is beyond open surgery or vaginal surgery. We just try to give them a vision and then they know where to fly. So I'm so thankful to each and everyone, near 300 endoscopic surgeons and our two strong pillar of strengths, Subhash Malya and Sejal Naik, who are working day in and out. And Priya, I came to know yesterday only in your city, but it's really too good project. And I think the residents are loving it. I did it in IAG presidency also, but that was in a smaller form. Now today, alternate day, we have finished now maybe 110 days and we had nearly 65 plus eagle. So it's thankful to enthusiasm of everyone. But all my other projects, Brijwala or Priya, let me tell you, it's not a one woman show. Foxy is always a teamwork, and I'm fortunate that I had fantastic VPs, fantastic committee chairperson, and the past chairpersons and past VPs are also working with me. So I'm just here involving everyone. They are doing the work, and probably I get the credit. Priya, it's wonderful you came on a Foxy platform, and I know I read the title, what she is going to discuss, and I really felt she has chosen the right person. Let this part of our life, this part of our personality be known to everyone. So, welcome, Priya. And thank you, Brijwala, for this wonderful podcast, having such a great personality.
Thank you so much, madam, for your blessings. So, our title is Braving the Sun, Sea, and Wind Life and Environment with Iron Lady, Dr. Priya Bhave. We know Priya by her infertility consultation, but beyond that, what she is doing. She has achieved this Ironman award in Australia, Düsseldorf, by completing 3.8 kilometers swimming, 180 kilometers cycling, and 42.5 kilometer running. Too difficult to imagine how one person can do all three triathlon, and this is really beyond imagination. Other than that, she had finished podium in SBI Greenathon 2020, podium finish in Run Bhopal 21 kilometer, Pachmadi Marathon, that is hilly area, 42 kilometers, and first woman of MP, first doctor of MP to finish the full Ironman of Western Australia in December 2023. So this is beyond medicine, what she is doing, and she is looking after environment that is very important for women's health, particularly reproductive health. So with this, I welcome you, Dr. Priya, and we will begin with our podcast. Once
Thank you, Brizala.
Madam's wish and again for this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It is really a privilege, and I have been a lifelong admirer of you. My fitness journey started in your own gym long back 12 years ago. And every single day I get inspired by Dr. Sunita madam, because the type of ideas that she comes up with, and from idea to execution, the perfection in that journey, it is something which every, not only gynecologist, but every person should learn from her. So I really feel privileged to be here today.
Thank you, Priya. And I will join the Viewers League and enjoy the dialogue between both of you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Your presence made me comfortable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Dr. Priya, we know you as infertility consultant, but this part of your personality we were not knowing before 2020. So, you have completed, you are the first one in MP who completed this difficult triathlon, and the Ironman is an extraordinary feat. What inspired you to take on such a physically and mentally grueling challenge? I just want to ask in detail how you started training, what idea came in your mind, and how did you started?
Uh, what happens in our day-to-day practice is that every day we are faced with challenges. Most of these are clinical challenges. Some of us also have challenges at the family front. Some of us are struggling with health challenges in our midlife. But most of us, I think, suffer with one challenge which we don't recognize. And that challenge is lack of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the thing which actually makes us get up, work with zeal, improve ourselves, and work for the betterment of women. I think the biggest problem in all the people as we cross midlife is that we stop feeling enthusiastic. We have nothing new to look forward to every single day. And I think that was something which I was also suffering with at 37, 38, 40 years of age. I had developed a reasonable practice. I was doing okay financially. My children were also doing well. But there was nothing exciting in my life. There was nothing which was like an unfulfilled goal to look forward to. And I think that was one thing which made me think of taking this challenge. Inspiration, everybody knows, was Milind Soman. I thought that if he can do it, let us try and chase this challenge. So I gave myself 5 years because I knew that I was absolutely zero in physical terms. I had never, even in school, I would attend the PT period. I would give every excuse to avoid all types of physical activity and try to be studious and read and study more and more.
So, from very studious, extraordinary academician. I know you won so many gold medals during your MBBS and MS, and you have done your this DM from very prestigious institute, CMC Vellore, and you are the first person to start DM here in, I think, since you started first reproductive medicine course. So from that academic point, this enthusiasm came into mind and how you started implementing, like as you said, you were not into even in any training, any PT classes you used to avoid. Then how you started that is really very challenging and very inspiring thing. So I want to know in detail.
So actually, Brijbala Didi, when I started, I did not tell anybody about this. It was a secret dream which I had. I used to secretly scroll. That time I used to use a laptop, and whenever my even my children used to come around me, I used to just change the tab, thinking that they will laugh at me if they think I'm preparing for triathlon. So I started by walk. At that time, I could not even walk for 1 hour. So I slowly started with walk. Then I started seeing many videos. I started doing run walk. So I'll walk for some time, then run, then become breathless, then again walk for some time. But all through my eyes were on the prize. I knew that this is because one day I'm going to become an Ironman. I did not tell anybody for almost 3 years about my aim. But in my heart, I already knew that one day I was going to do that.
So you started walking, then running, then cycling,
Yes.
then swimming was, I think that is the big, like going into water is really, in spite of having things we do afraid of swimming and going into water. So how did you overcome that fear? And that also I want to listen in detail.
Actually, since childhood, I have been very fascinated by swimming. Long back when I had joined Life Care Gym, I used to walk on the treadmill. It was, I think, 15 years ago in your gym, and the pool was there. And in the summer, children used to come and play. I used to also ask you, can I learn swimming? So always it was like that. I used to be fascinated, but I felt that I am not capable enough to swim. But when I took on this challenge, I slowly got into running. Cycling also slowly, I got into, started doing some events of cycling. But swimming always was that big demon which was always there in the back of mind. And you won't believe, even in the swimming pool, the moment the slope used to become deep and I could not stand with my feet, I would turn back. So I was able to swim, but the moment I felt that the water is deep, now I can't stand, my legs won't reach the bottom, I would turn back. So I think all of us have some irrational, unreasonable fears in our mind, which actually prevent us from living life to the fullest. And all of us have only one life, and we realize it only when we have finished half of our lives. So I thought that, if this is the fear, there was a simple thing that I did. I asked a psychologist, what should we do if we are afraid of something? He said that do it every day. So what I did is every day I promised myself that every day I will go into the water once. I didn't say that I'll swim every day, but रोज पानी में शरीर को गीला करना है. Every pool is closed one day of the week. So I took membership of 6 pools in my city. And I told my driver that in the evening, when I'm going back from home, don't take me home, whatever I say. Take me to any swimming pool. So there used to be days when I used to beg him ki today I'm very tired, today I'm very late, there is one patient in labor, I may have to go back. But he will not say anything, he will directly drive the car to the swimming pool. Now, once I'm at the swimming pool, I'll just think that, okay, I'll just go and dip my toes and I'll come out. More often than not, I would end up swimming a little bit. So this is how slowly I overcome that fear. And now it has become a habit. Even now I am afraid of water. But now because I am doing it every single day, that fear is reducing.
But just learning swimming and going for this much swimming for the competition, that is a big thing from A to Z. How did you cover it? Like how many training, so many trainers? I think that courage, that enthusiasm, that dedication So, what was your team and where did you practice for this thing?
So when I registered for my first half Ironman race, it was going to be in Kazakhstan and it was a swim in a river. And this event was going to happen in August. And by April, believe me, I was not able to swim in deep water. Then May came. Even in May, I was not able to go to the deep end of the swimming pool. My coach, you tried everything. They tried putting me in water. They tried all sorts of things, but I could not go in deep water. I would panic and I would start just flailing my arms. One day, my coach came from Pune to Indore, and three of us went to the Sayaji pool in Indore. And then he was sitting there and he just made a comment that, if you had some courage, then you would go to the deep end and come back. His presence made me feel that, okay, let me show him that I can do it. Once I went to the deep end and I came back, I had a big discovery. I realized that in deep water, it is actually easier because it keeps you afloat. That day, I did 50 laps deep end to and fro. And that day, forever, my fear of deep water was broken. Now, the bigger challenge was that in the swimming pool, we are able to see below. But in open water, everything looks dark. In swimming pool, we are able to follow the line and swim in straight line. But in open water, there are no landmarks. You have to keep on raising your head. You have to keep on sighting. Otherwise, you will go swim zigzag. So the next challenge was where to go in open water and swim. I am in from the city of the lakes. So this was July first week. So few enthusiastic people, we decided let us go to the lake today and swim. I was confident because I had just come back swimming in the deep end of the pool. Competition is 1 month later, so I thought let us go. I went to the Bhopal lake. It was a rainy day. I had my boy, but in Bhopal lake, the moment you go, suddenly it becomes very deep. I tried to stand, I could not stand, and I went below the water. Then I started panicking. Luckily, there were many people, they pulled me out of the water. Now, this was an incident which was a very big setback for me. All there, everything returned. There was one person who was standing by and he happened to know me. So, next day, many people in the city knew that I was in the water and I was almost drowning and I was pulled out by people. Then I spoke to my coach. He said that don't try doing it in water alone. Come to Pune. I will come on the boat with you. So every Friday, I used to go to Pune, swim in a dam with my coach, accompanying me in a boat. Next day morning, do one more session and then come back. That time, there used to be a direct flight. I did not tell anybody why I'm going to Pune. Everybody used to think that she is going every week for some training, which training they did not know. So this is how slowly I overcame my fear of the open water with the help of my coach.
So, have you had any counselor to overcome this fear? And how many days you were doing every week to Pune from Bhopal to Pune?
I did for 4 weeks. And then the competition was there in Kazakhstan. It was on 14th of August. But I also took help of a hypnotherapist. She used to record some hypnotherapy audios for me. And every night I had to put it and then go to sleep. So the idea was that in the subconscious mind, we have these repressions, these fears. So when we listen to these audios, they take us into that subconscious state and it addresses your subconscious fears. So I have used hypnotherapy. I think it has helped me a lot. And I think the best way to overcome fear of anything, but it may be some surgical procedures, it may be learning to drive, it may be learning to swim. If you are afraid of any motor skill, try to break it down into small, small pieces and try to do it every single day or
that,
as frequently as possible.
that is really important message that we have to break into small pieces to overcome our fear. And you attempted three half this Ironman, and you didn't let your setback in Barcelona. And what kept you going after this disappointment?
So after I finished 3 half Ironmans, I was going to do my full Ironman in Barcelona. And this was something which I had prepared for 5 years. And I thought I was doing okay. because I had been training consistently, racing in different events, doing trainings, doing also everything what is supposed to be done. But when I reached Barcelona, Barcelona is a sea swim. And that particular day of the swim, the undercurrents were very strong. So on the surface, there are big waves, but on that day, there were no waves, but there were very strong undercurrents, which I did not understand because I am used to swimming in the lake, swimming in the river. I have not done many sea swims. So I was swimming and swimming, but I was not making any progress. So they pulled me out because I had exceeded the cutoff. Now, once you exceed the cutoff, swim is the first leg. So if you have exceeded the cutoff, you are not allowed to sit on your bicycle or finish the run. You are taken off the course. Everybody else is racing and you are just in your room feeling sad. Your bike is ready with all the nutrition, nothing has been used. That day, that competition was in Calella in Barcelona. So I decided to visit Barcelona uh, and visit the cathedral, which is under construction since last 400 years in Barcelona. So when I saw that, I thought that, I have not been able to complete this mission. After I went back, there were a lot of things. My professional commitments, there were a lot of infertility camps which I had planned. My son was in his very crucial year in his 10th standard. So all of this was lined up for me. So it was a very heartbreaking moment. It showed me that, even if you are very well prepared, sometimes destiny, sometimes situations, sometimes environment can actually be against you. And even if you do your best, you will lose. But I think that thing was the best thing that has happened to me. That failure has taught me everything. It has taught me to get up again. It has given me the confidence to tell my patients that you should, take failure and get up and try again. So although it was very expensive because to go there, travel, spend so much, it was terribly expensive and very sad for me. But I think that was destiny and I took it in my stride.
That was the first step, braving the sun, sea, and the wind. And you
Absolutely.
overcome that fear and everything. And like you were saying, that cathedral is going on building since last 400 years. So
Yes.
that is also a point for inspiration. That is going on since last 400 years. So we can also keep
Definitely. I
on.
think all of us are works in progress. Every day we have to keep on building ourselves, and there is no destination. It's only a journey.
So, what I'm listening, you have done tough training, time spending every day in spite of busy schedule. You used to tell your driver that to take to any of the club for swimming. So, how did you balance like family life, intense training, and demanding profession? So many things. How you were balancing? Like you were having hypnotherapy for overcoming this fear, but anything other than this which inspired you?
It is actually very difficult to balance because in our lives at a time, there are just one or two things which are primary. Then there are certain things which take a back seat. So when I was training for Ironman, definitely family has suffered. Career we cannot allow to suffer because it's our patients' lives, it's their hopes which are pinned. So usually your hospital work does not suffer, but what suffers is your social life, your friend circle, your social outings. They are totally zero when you are training, and also definitely the family suffers. It is definitely at the cost of your family life. But I think my family is very understanding. They understand that I need to do this for myself, and they were there at every step in the way.
So really, this much enthusiasm and dedication is really important. So this is the mental strength which was very important in your this Ironman journey. And how do you think this translates to your patients undergoing fertility treatment as well?
I think at every step, wherever I have felt disheartened or wherever I have felt I'm not able to do it, I have usually remembered my patients. And all of us see patients every day who show, exceptional strength under very difficult situations. Lot of financial difficulties, lot of health issues. and we see them undergoing such difficult situations, but somewhere they find the strength to go on. And you won't believe, I was racing Ironman Goa, and in Goa the weather is really very hot. It is hot like hell. And the 21-kilometer race was in the afternoon in October. And those 21 kilometers, every kilometer I have remembered some patient, their journey, and that has kept me going for that kilometer. So even now I feel that, whatever I have done, it is nothing compared to what our infertile patients endure. The kind of isolation, the kind of financial difficulties, the kind of demands that IVF puts on a woman, it is more than any Ironman that any athlete or anybody can do.
So, like rightly you said, in Goa it is very very hot climate and very hot season, and you have to run 21 kilometer, and you have made the Pachmari marathon. That was 42 kilometer, and that is hilly area.
And
So
it is in the monsoon, it is totally in the winter season in July.
so a totally contrast situation. So how you handle all this braving the sun, the wind, the sea, and so hilly area. So little more comment on this
What
thing.
has happened is all of us have in the last 10 years started living in bubbles. We are sitting in our AC rooms, then we get into our AC cars. Then, if we have to go somewhere, we go and sit inside the flight in that bubble. And all of us never step out of that bubble. So, we really don't know what is happening around us. We don't know about weather. Even if I used to go out in the sun for half an hour, I used to get a headache. Even if it is little bit cold, I could not tolerate it. And that is the situation with all of us. So I think the first step towards environmental sensitivity is to actually go and be in the environment. Our body is made to withstand all the seasons. And unless we go out there, enjoy the rain, enjoy the winter, enjoy the summer, I don't think we are doing justice as human beings. Secondly, I think it has made me very sensitive to what we are doing as human beings to our environment. I think a cyclist or a runner only knows the importance of the trees on the roadside. All of us zip in our AC cars. We look at trees and we feel very happy, or if there are no trees, we don't feel any discomfort. When we are cycling without any shade, that is actually when we really realize the importance of paying attention and nurturing our environment.
That is very important point you notice during your running schedule, that deforestation is a big hazard which we are giving to our planet. So we need to be alert on this, because that is again affecting the climate, the planet, and overall reproductive health. Not only reproductive health, every living organism's health is affected by these environmental changes.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that
Absolutely.
is really, and very rightly said by you, that we have to come out of our comfort zone. We should go in natural environment, whether it is sunny, whether it is raining, so whether we are getting the wind. So we should get exposure of all these things, because these is important for our next steps in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, this physical fitness and discipline uh, during your training made you a better doctor, especially in high pressure. Of course, you are very a good academician, and you are awarded so many gold medals. But do you feel after this thing, so many training, so many this triathlon and award of Iron Lady, do you feel this has changed your
Definitely. See, Didi, I feel that for a successful doctor, three things are very important. First is the skill. Second is the strength, mental as well as physical strength, because obstetrics, IVF, all these are physically demanding specialties also. Third thing I feel very important for us is stamina. Stamina in the sense that, we actually become very skilled by the time we are 35, 40. After that, we have to start making use of the skills which we have learned in the 40 years or the experience we have got. If by that time we start losing our health, we start getting ailments, we are tired, then we are not able to actually do justice to whatever we have learned. So the fourth S, I think that is the only thing which this triathlon has taught me, and that is spirit. Spirit of, enthusiasm, spirit of being positive, spirit of not letting the small, small things irritate me. Every day, what used to happen is I used to come to the clinic, something is delayed, receptionist has done something, some delays have happened, I'm getting irritated. Now, what happens is when you are already giving so much pain to yourself, you have already completed 1.5 hours run and now you have come. You are yourself in so much pain that small, small things are not bothering you. So I am more able to be more focused on the work. I conserve my mental energy and I have developed a little better spirit than what I had 5, 6 years ago. But it is an ongoing process. Around this time, I am about to hit menopause. So all these things are also there, but it has made me a better spirited person than what I was 5 to 6 years ago, I feel.
I remember, Dr. Priya, during COVID time, we have seen one, like everyone was sharing videos, and I remember one video you were doing cycling for almost 24 hours in your room. So I think that is amazing. You started 2020, and I immediately this COVID came, but you continued. There was no excuse by you. So how do you overcome these type of excuse, like for us if this happens, oh now it is lockdown, what to do, sit in home and do this thing, and so just
I think there is only one person, and that is my coach. Even now, as I am talking to you, my coach is calling because I had not done the workout for the day. So we all need that one person who is able to bring us back to track. Because for us, number one priority is hospital and family. Workout, your own health is always number two or three. So you need that one person who is able to call you and tell you कि क्या हुआ आज का क्यों नहीं हुआ आज अब ये कर लो. So I think the only reason why I'm able to sustain for 5 years is because of I got very good coaches.
so you are having coach for swimming and for this running also,
So I have a triathlon coach at present who is coaching me in all these three things. So
and
this is
along with
triathlon
that
coach.
counselor.
I used to work with a hypnotherapist. When I was training for triathlon, I used to also work with a breathing coach. I used to also work with a yoga teacher, a Pilates instructor. So practically, uh, not only endurance, but muscular strength, flexibility, core strength, mental strength, even breathing, even how we breathe, I have relearned after I came into triathlon.
Okay, can you highlight on this breathing? Like just you said, that is really very very important because थोड़ा सा भी हम चलते हैं दौड़ते हैं तो we used to get breathless. So that is really very important point you just
Actually, this was a
pointed
very
on.
big revelation for me also. All of us, when we think of fitness, we think of endurance, we think of muscular strength, we think of flexibility, but we never think about breathing. But the magic of breathing is that it can actually change the way your mood is. So just by changing the way your breathing goes, you can change your mood. There is something called as box breathing. So there used to be days when I used to get very tired after morning workout, and then you come back, you have a long list of cases. In laparoscopic surgeries, it takes hours. Then you have to go and talk to patients, do the counseling. So just 5 to 6 minutes of something called as box breathing. It used to just recharge me as if I have taken half an hour rest. Then, apart from box breathing, there are different techniques of breathing which you can use when you are stressed. There are ways of breathing which can actually help you get more alert before your competition. Then there is breathing which can help you relax after a very stressful time or a competition, help you recover. So this is a very big revelation, and I think the power of the breath, whether we are athletes, whether we are not athletes, all of us should use that.
So breathing exercise, proper technique of breathing, different type of breathing that you come to know with during your this training. And I think that is very important even for every person to learn these techniques. And we should devote some time for our own this thing. That is really very important.
Definitely.
So you are continuing to this swimming, running, and all triathlon, cycling, and everything. I remember many times you used to come from Bhopal to Indore by bicycle only, and so during your this journey from one place to other place by bicycle, you are observing that deforestation is going on, and so that basically you said that athletes notice this thing.
Yes,
Our car comfort, we just think that trees are there or not there, but the पेड़ से
actual
जो
blood. Yes,
शेडो मिल रहा है, जो कंफर्ट मिल रहा है, वी आर गेटिंग ऑक्सीजन, प्योर एयर,
yes.
एंड सो
Definitely. That's why I feel that all of us, whether we are triathletes or we are not triathletes, we should try and experience the weather in all the forms. We always try to protect ourselves, but unless we perceive, we will not actually know what is happening outside. The amount of heat yesterday, I was going for Eagle workshop to Vidisha. I went from Bhopal to Vidisha by bike and I got a sunburn in the morning at 7 o'clock. It was so hot. So, this is the situation. It is not even May, and because of deforestation, because of the changes because of warming, the situation is really, it's a global emergency what we are facing. It's a climate emergency. We are insulating ourselves, but we have to open and we have to go out and feel it. Only then we will feel from the heart.
and all these changes causing hormonal imbalance and all that leading to other, so just highlight on this.
Definitely, because see, you also are practicing as an infertility specialist. 10 years ago, did you see so many cases of PCOS? Did you see so many cases of reduced AMH? We used to mainly see tubal factor. Did you see so many cases of endometriosis? All of these are somewhere related to endocrine disrupting factors. Somewhere they are related to the bisphenols, plastics that which have become ubiquitous. Now we are finding plastic in the placenta, which is really something which should shake all of us up. And the first thing that we have to do is to look at how much waste we are generating, how much plastics we are consuming and just throwing it away without proper recycling. And so I think a lot of effort needs to be spent. The research needs to be in this direction. Rather than just finding the new molecules and the newer therapeutic approaches, we have to move towards the preventive approaches.
So we have to take care of our environment, our climate, our planet, and that is seen, witnessed by you during your cycling, during your this swimming and everything. So that is very important thing which you learn by doing this triathlon. So just want to ask, like you had won this in 2023. So after that, what routine or habits you are staying with, uh, you have learned after this training and this competition, so what things you are following in your routine and how you are balancing this.
Actually, what happened after the full Ironman is that I came back and but I remained always in into training. So I never stopped training actually. But I did not compete for 1 year because my new hospital was getting built. It was requiring a lot of energy, lot of time, and of course, a lot of money. So for 1 year, I did not do major races, but this year I did a triathlon in Bhopal itself. In Bhopal, we have a beautiful lake, we have beautiful roads to cycle. So on 24th of November, I have done a triathlon in Bhopal itself, and I was supported by all my colleagues, everybody from my hospital who was there to cheer me. So I did a swim, a bike, and a run. After that, I found that unless I train for something or I give myself some routine, I feel actually very depressed and I start feeling low. So I took on the 75 hard challenge. So 75 hard challenge is a challenge wherein you have to do every day two workouts of 45 minutes each. And one of these workouts has to be outdoor compulsorily. Then you have to take 1 gallon of water every day. You have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book every single day. You cannot have any alcohol or any cheat meals throughout these 75 days. So, doing this challenge, what happened is that this was exactly the time where the hospital was progressing towards the inauguration. And these 75 days, had I not taken this challenge, I would have become very lethargic. I would have gained weight. I would have lost all the training. But 75 hard again brought me back into discipline.
So it is strong will that made you continue with this thing in spite of having so many busy social and professional and all that. Just you were talking about with the staff you have gone to lake. I'm recalling that incidents when you were about to drone and people brought you back. So I remember sometime very next day you went back to that area, so I just want to hear that incidents.
Actually, the problem is that all of us are good at certain things and we are not so good in certain things. Things we are good at, we like to do more and more of it. And things which we are not that good at, we try to avoid. And because we can avoid, because we are good at certain things, so it doesn't matter. Even in professional life, I may be very good in IVF, I may not be that great in laparoscopy. So whatever I'm good at, I'll do more and more. I'll not try to be in the uncomfortable zone. Our natural tendency is to become comfortable. By going back to the lake where I almost had gone down, I wanted to tell myself that, it is okay. It is okay to be uncomfortable. Definitely, you have to be safe. You have to have people. Even today, when I go to swim in the lake, I always have somebody accompanying me in a boat. I never go and swim alone. So, while I'm taking good precautions in your head, that fear should not become so big that it prevents you from progressing. I had a fear that I will never be able to run my own hospital. This was a fear which was very big in my mind. I was not able to start a hospital till 46, 47 years of age. Most of my classmates are already established, they are on the retirement verge at this stage. But it took me so many years to overcome this fear. Now I realize that it was nothing big. It is difficult, but it is nothing so difficult that I should have waited for so many years. So I think choosing discomfort is very important. It is painful in the short term, but it is actually giving you rewards in the long term.
So this is very important message that not to avoid the uncomfortable situation, you should try to go into uncomfortable to become later on comfortable by getting rewards. Like
Yes.
that is really big reward. And over 3 years span only. And you were not sports person before 2020.
Not at all. No stretch of imagination.
So, like 180 kilometers cycling, 42.5 kilometer running, and 3.8 kilometers swimming. These figures, I just like this is unimaginable for people like us. So, this is really inspiring for all of
I
us.
think actually, if I can do it, anybody can do it. The person who just finished before me in Busselton, he was an 84-year-old man from Japan.
Mm.
Then on the course, I saw a father and son. Son had cerebral palsy. Father was pulling him through a boat in the swim, pushing him on a car, pulling him in the cycling, and pushing him in the run. So when you think of this, that a disabled person is doing it, a person is carrying his disabled son through these distances, then suddenly you feel that you've actually got it easy. And I feel that if I can do it, there is nobody on this earth who cannot do it. Everyone can do it. It is just the power of one step at a time.
And the spirit which you highlighted that we need to get, and then only we can do. So that is really important. And just want to, if you have to give one message for every woman or every gynecologist listening today, all the viewers listening today about resilience, women's health, and environmental responsibility. So just highlight it.
I think my message is only one. The message which I have from my own example is that whatever you consume becomes your personality, and your personality becomes your destiny. Whatever you consume is not only what you eat, what you are seeing, what you are listening, the type of content that you are consuming, the type of people who are around you, the type of thoughts that you are imbibing, that becomes your personality. And your personality is something which is totally malleable. You can change yourself anytime, and you can do it every day. And that actually becomes your destiny. So, all of us, we are in charge of our destinies. Sometimes there may be, sometimes the current may be against us. We may not be able to finish something, but nothing stops us from getting back. So, my message is only one: fall 10 times, but get up 11.
Like in that Barcelona incidents,
Yes.
you learned a lot and you started again, and हमने कर दिखाया वाला एटीट्यूड, हमें करना है वाला एटीट्यूड. Really, that is very inspiring, Dr. Priya. So these things had any made any change in your like practice also, like counseling with the patient, because in infertility it is not like hand in hand
Yes.
situation. I remember your dialogue from one time you were speaking on some topic in conference. So, like, mm, we lose something, but how to counsel, that has changed your counseling pattern after this.
I think it has actually made me more mature, and it is actually very easy for us to be doctors and preach to the patient that please do this, please do that. But are we living it in our own lives? Are we using that same standards which we expect from our patients for ourselves? I am lucky not to be infertile, but am I able to, digest failure and get back? Am I able to handle setbacks and get back? So I think initially, actually, in practice, it was very difficult. For 2, 3 years between 2018 to 2020, I did not tell anybody that I was training for Ironman. But once the word got around, once people knew that she goes on a long bike ride on Sunday, once people knew that she travels for competitions abroad, actually, some patients started doubting that, will you be available when I need you? Will you be the one who will do my procedure? Will you proceed on leave for your events? But slowly, slowly, they understood that actually I never compromised on my patient care. Everything I was doing, I was actually doing it more just to prove that, this is not taking time away from work. So I tried to concentrate more. I tried to overcompensate also, maybe sometimes at the cost of my own rest, but I did not compromise on patient care. Secondly, patients patients also diagnose us. We feel that we are diagnosing their condition, but they are also looking at us. They are looking at us that is my doctor obese? Is she irritable? Is she present when she is talking to us? Is she distracted? Is she focused? So this is what the patient is also analyzing. So our lives, I don't think that I am some kind of person to look up to, but I know one thing, that I am trying to improve myself. If I have a problem, I am trying to improve. So I think that has made my patients more confident about me.
So this focus, attitude, and the fitness of doctor is really important, and that should be incorporated in our day-to-day life for being more better person, better doctor, and better human being, I think.
Definitely.
So, uh, so it is the team who made you to work, like your coach, your hypno person, your yoga teacher, your swimming teacher, but it is the only you whose determination, whose spirit, whose discipline, and support by family definitely kids, husband, profession. So all that made you to win this very, really very tough triathlon, and that is in this adverse condition. Like we are living in India, we are comfortable with our weather, and going to other place, doing all this in such odd situation is really mm, very tough thing
Actually,
to
with
on.
triathlon, also the problem is that a lot of logistics are involved. When you go for a marathon abroad, you just have to pack a pair of shoes and your travel and you are good to go. In a triathlon, you have to carry your entire kit, you have to carry your bike, you have to disassemble your bike, pack it, then you have to carry it in the airline. Airlines have different rules to carry sports equipment. Sometimes your bike gets left. So when I traveled to Busselton, my bike was left in Singapore. It came late after 12 to 18 hours. Once when I traveled to Kazakhstan, I forgot a small bike part and I did not have any tire in my bike because that through axle was missing. Then once we booked the tickets, our bike was going to be loaded, and then suddenly airline said that now we will not be able to carry oversized baggage. So last minute we had to change the tickets to business class, which was almost 50 times more expensive. So this logistics is like a marriage. When you pack for a triathlon, it is like preparing for a marriage. You have thousand things to pack. You have your different time zones, you have airlines. So there are so many variables. So it is really one test of your luck, also destiny, and your meticulousness if you make it in time.
Really, that is very important. Your journey is really so inspiring. So I think all of us, at least, we should do something daily for being physically, mentally, and emotionally getting this type of strength. And we have to come out of our comfort zone to take the challenges, to see the environment, and because we have to take care of all these things for ourselves and for our patient and for future generation.
Definitely. And I think doing triathlon, the biggest takeaway for me has been the beauty of nature. I have raised in Kazakhstan, I have raised in Goa, I have raised in Australia, I have raised in Barcelona. And believe me, this is a beautiful earth. In Busselton, I was for almost 17 hours out, first in the sea, then on the road, then cycling in the forest of Australia. It is a beautiful world that we have. Only when we are with it for the whole day, we realize what a gift it has been. So, what we have done today is Akshay Tritiya, everybody buys gold today. Today, I have brought a forest for our hospital. Every embryo transfer that we do, we are going to plant a tree. Every baby that we deliver, we are going to plant a tree in a very small way. This will offset the carbon footprint of whatever procedures and whatever it takes to bring one baby to life. This is going to be called Her Health One. One stands for one because we have only one earth, and one in Hindi starts for or a forest. So this is going to be forest of the future, and this is in a very small way my contribution to the environment.
That is very great thing you are doing for the future generation, and everyone need to do for our planet, for our climate where we are living, because the mm, number one is plantation, conservation of water, and avoiding the pollutants, microplastics, really very important. But what we can start from the plantation. So Foxy is coming up with plantation on World Environment Day, 5th June. And right now, Madam said that we will be doing across Pain India with the help of our member societies. So really, Dr. Priya, it was so inspiring, and your story is so inspiring for everyone. Like मुझे लग रहा है कि बस कल से रोज सुबह थोड़ी दौड़ तो लगानी है. So great listening you, and I hope all viewers have taken some inspiration from your talk. Thank you so much, Dr. Priya, for
Thank
taking
you,
out
Nidhi. You
time.
have been really so encouraging. It was a lot of fun to recount this. And especially, I never failed to acknowledge my first step, the first time ever I have stepped into the gym. It has been in your gym. You are committed to health, you are committed to environment. And I really see very good things coming from your society and from you in the future also.
Thank you so much. And again, my sincere thanks to our Foxy President, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, Madam, for giving this beautiful platform to conduct daily podcasts other than medicine. Here we are talking other than medicine, spirituality, sports, finance, and what not. So that makes us away from our tubular vision of patient and all that. So really, I'm thankful to Foxy and our president, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, madam. And thank you, Priya, for such
Thank you.
nice, inspiring story. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.